Taylor Lorenz is at it again.
Online harassment is a tool to silence people, especially women and people of color.
Taylor Lorenz turned on that female journalist from NBC. If your segment or story on online harassment leads to even worse online harassment for your subjects, you effed up royally and should learn how to cover these things properly before ever talking about them again.
Folks who live online know exactly what they're doing when they do target a journalist that way.
My cell phone number getting out there, people calling, people harassing my family members. After this whole article gleefully encourages this online harassment and doxing campaign.
Meet the woman behind Libs of TikTok. She doxed this woman and revealed her name. They really link to her real estate license. And they reveal her name. They say exactly the, not just area of New York, but the specific neighborhood of New York that she lives in.
I think the media needs a total wake-up call in the way that they cover online harassment. And this is just the latest example of it.
All right, guys. So today we got to talk about two of the most sad and pathetic individuals currently in the mainstream liberal media, Brian Stelter and Miss Taylor Lorenz. Now, all of you guys definitely know who Brian Stelter is, the failing CNN news anchor, right, who believes that CNN is incapable of spewing propaganda, that the only propaganda that exists in the mainstream news just comes from Fox News, okay? It's just right-wing propaganda. There's no such thing as propaganda that comes from CNN, even though he was told to his face by Yale researchers that study this stuff, that in fact is not true.
And basically you're proving what we've sensed for a while, which is Fox viewers are in the dark about bad news for the GOP.
That's right. Fox and CNN cover different issues, and Fox News predominantly covers issues that make the GOP look good and make Democrats look bad. And on the flip side, CNN engages in this partisan coverage filtering as well that we find. We establish both networks are really engaging in this partisan coverage filtering. It's not about one side, it's about the media writ large.
I think you're engaging in some both sidesism there, Josh.
Yeah, so after seeing a clip like that, it is no wonder why this guy has like 3 viewers, right? But yeah, Taylor Lorenz, who is the cry bully journalist who's made a living ruining people's lives through doxing them in the name of journalism, and then turning around and crying about being doxed herself. She got a whole lot of backlash lately, right? You guys should all be familiar with the fact that she doxed the anonymous Libs of TikTok Twitter account, an account that really is solely dedicated to reposting content from leftists that they put out on the internet themselves, right? And apparently, again, this pissed them off because they feel like Libs of TikTok is a threat to the LGBTQ community because Libs of TikTok and the things that they are reposting is influencing GOP policies at the state level, okay? And that is why they tried to expose Libs of TikTok. Now, this has generated massive backlash, basically not just from people on the right, but from people on the left as well, too, mainly alternative left media, okay? And the reason why is because nobody likes being doxxed, right? Nobody likes having their personal information put out there on the internet for everybody to see and to potentially be put in danger, right? So, again, because of this, this woman has gotten massive backlash, right? Massive criticism for this. So with that being said, Taylor Lorenz, who's a delusional person, went on Brian Stelter's show, who's also a delusional person, to explain how she, in fact, did not dox Libs of TikTok. Take a look.
So here's the next one. The conservative supporters of this account said, you were doxing the person. You're doxing them. So can you tell us how you actually define doxing and the difference between doxing and real reporting?
Yeah, of course. Well, the word doxing has been so devalued, and it just kind of is a buzzword now in the right-wing media. Doxing means revealing highly, highly personal, non-public information with the goal of harassment or sort of destroying someone's life. We absolutely did not reveal any personal information about this woman at all. Remotely. And, you know, I know that sometimes reporting practices can seem foreign to people that aren't familiar with journalism, but this was very by the book and very benign. And the thing is, the right-wing media will lie, right? They kind of just will spin up these narratives. The goal is to sow doubt and to discredit journalism. And that is, that is their agenda. And I think we need to be prepared for that, and recognize those things for what it is. I mean, Brian, so much of what I do is try and educate people about the mechanics of these online outrage cycles and harassment, and sort of educate news organizations on how to cover it and how to understand bad faith attacks. And so I think it's really important as, us members of the media who cover media to recognize bad faith attacks when they're levied. I think it's rare to see an account gain so much prominence so quickly and be shaping these narratives in such an effective way, especially against trans people. My story was kind of long, but I really wanted to make the case like why this account mattered. And I think it's incredibly important, as someone that covers the influencer industry, to know who is exerting influence in this way. I mean, for all we knew, this could have been a foreign actor, right? Or someone we just didn't know. And so I thought, hey, look, this account has massive power, massive influence. This woman is basically on an entire right-wing media tour. She gave interviews to the New York Post, Tucker, all of that, and registered as a media company, registered a trademark. So yeah, I thought it was quite important and in the public interest to find out who was running it.
So there are several arguments against your article. One is that this person's identity was simply not newsworthy. That it doesn't matter.
Yeah, so she is in fact a delusional person. And I'm going to tell you this is something I've been thinking about throughout this whole thing. I'm like, I wonder who her husband is, okay? Because if she is in fact married, God bless that guy's soul, right? She is somebody that I don't necessarily know if I would be able to deal with, okay? Because this level of delusion right here is legendary. She says, we did not reveal any personal information about the Libs of TikTok anonymous Twitter account. But you revealed the person's name. You reveal what they did for a living. You revealed their address, allegedly, until there was a whole lot of backlash from it. And then the Washington Post editor deleted it from the article, right? Because you guys knew exactly what you were doing. You revealed a neighborhood that the person basically lives in. You revealed all the information that somebody would need to go and harass or potentially stalk and find a person, okay? A person that is running an anonymous Twitter account that is trying to be anonymous. But yet, according to her, oh no, we didn't reveal any personal information, right? And then she says that the second part of that definition in regards to doxing is it has to have the intent of harassment, okay? And I'm like, okay, well, here's the thing. You may not necessarily say that that's your intent, but we know that that's your intent because you could have covered the story without revealing the personal information of the individual behind the account, right? Obviously, the individual behind the account doesn't want their name to be revealed in their public information. You went and put that out there for a reason because the whole point of the article really was to dox, but the secondary point was to talk about the effect that Libs of TikTok is having on GOP legislation in regards to LGBTQ stuff, right? That was the secondary point, okay? But again, like I told you guys, the actual real point, the primary point was to dox that individual, right? To expose that individual, as evidenced by the fact that there are emails out there that she was sending to people, right? Trying to get more information on this person, saying that, yeah, we want to expose Libs of TikTok. So again, your goal was to expose this woman's personal information with the intent of trying to have this person intimidated out of doing what this person is doing because you don't like what this person is doing. And instead of owning up to it, you double down and you lie and say, oh no, that's not what we're doing, when that's in fact what you did. But this is the same person that'll turn around and go on MSNBC and boo-hoo and cry about, oh my God, people are doxing me. They're revealing my personal information and putting it out there on the internet. Oh my God, what's going on? This is so bad, blah, blah, blah. I need to cry. Again, you're complaining about the same things that you do, right? But see, again, this is par for the course when it comes to the left. It's par for the course. You know, it is perfectly fine to do these things that they say that they're against to people on the right. But when people on the right do it to them, oh, no. That's terrible, right? It's doxing. Again, when they do it, though, it's journalism, right? Again, it's amazing how this stuff works. It's also amazing how delusional Brian Stelter is sitting here entertaining this nonsense, okay? As if he doesn't know that this is doxing, that she tried to dox this individual. Right? But I'm not surprised because, again, like I told you guys, Brian Stelter is actually a delusional person. And evidence of that is the fact that Brian Stelter went on his failing CNN Plus news program and speculated that CNN Plus, which we know for a fact is being shut down, is a failure. He speculated that we don't know whether or not it actually was successful or a failure. Yes, I'm serious. That's what this man said. Take a look.
Have you seen anything like this happen before in the media business?
No. I mean, no. And first of all, I think I'm making history right now. I've never been on a program talking about the demise of that program.
Well, we probably have more viewers now than ever before because there's so much curiosity. And let me try out a theory on you. Let me try out a theory on you, Matt, which is it's too early to know if this product, if this service was a success or a failure. You got all the haters today saying this thing was a failure. I don't know if we can even ever assess that because it just simply didn't have enough time because of the management's change in direction. And at the end of the day, if you buy something, if you buy a giant media company, you get to do whatever you want with it. But it does mean there's a lot of suffering for employees and, frankly, disappointment among subscribers as a result.
Thank you.
I'm going rogue for just a moment. I just got to say this. I got to say thank you to all the subscribers and supporters of this service, of CNN Plus. This is a worthy venture. This was an outstanding experiment. And it was led by an amazing team of producers, directors, engineers, technicians, including the ones making this program happen right now. We still have some incredible guests and stories to tell, and we're grateful you're here to watch.
Yeah, so that guy is in fact delusional. We all know that CNN Plus was a massive, massive, massive failure, okay? Except Brian Stelter. Brian Stelter doesn't know. But I think Jack Dorsey summed it up best in his response to Brian Stelter coming out here talking about how Tucker Carlson is selling doubt. He said that Brian Stelter is selling hope, right? That is literally what he's doing, okay? When he says that we don't know whether or not CNN Plus was a successful venture or not, yeah, you're selling hope, my guy. You're selling hope, okay? But hey, there's no amount of hope that is going to save CNN Plus or Brian Stelter and his failing ratings and his viewership because the guy simply is a delusional person. And it's only a matter of time before he's out of the door, okay? I mean, this guy is terrible. But yeah, again, two of the most delusional people in the mainstream media right there, right? Brian Stelter and Taylor Lorenz, okay? They deserve each other in their mockery and misery, right? Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.